Doesn't matter if you like it or hate it, taller screens are apparently the biggest smartphone design trend of 2017. Biggest name in the industry like LG and Samsung have started the trend with their newer flagship this year, and almost rest of the market is following. And some of the companies are offering that look and feel in budget, like this Oppo F5. You can easily tell that it's a 2017 device just by looking at it. Another highlighted feature of this particular device is its 20 megapixel selfie camera with AI built in. But wait, so far it seems very good, but I think there is more you should know before you make a purchase decision. Hey YouTube, TechRats here, and in this video, let's see if this phone really captures the real you the way it has marketed. Let's quickly take a look at what comes inside the box. Opening it up, you will get the phone, a 5V 2A charger, no fast charging unfortunately, old micro USB cable, an earphone and a SIM ejection tool with a plastic case and some paperwork. Moving forward, when you hold the device in your hand for the first time, you will notice that it's a solidly built device. With the full aluminum housing and big bright edge-to-edge display, which I'll talk more in a minute, this device looks fantastic and seamless, especially in this black color. All the ports and buttons are well placed as it should. Right side of the device have its power button and a dedicated slot for 2 nano SIM and a micro SD card. No hybrid slot here. Volume rocker will be found on the left. Top of the device is clean, just having a secondary microphone, and on the bottom a 3.5mm headphone jack, primary microphone, micro USB port and a speaker which sounds just average. Up the front there is a 20 megapixel camera, earpiece and sensors followed by a 6-inch Full HD Plus display. On the back there is a 16 megapixel shooter with LED flash and fingerprint. Fingerprint is quite fast, in fact it's faster than most of its competitors in this price. And it also have facial unlock like the one we have recently saw in OnePlus 5T. It's not as fast as 5T but usable. Setup is fairly easy, then just double tap or wake up the device and hold onto your face and it unlocks. I tried to unlock the phone with photograph but it didn't work. This bezel-less panel is one of the highlighted feature of this device. It has the resolution of 1080 by 2160 with the pixel density of 402 pixels per inch that covers 78% of the front. Colors really pop, especially with the color icons of ColorOS, and these rounded corners give a great aesthetic. The panel gets bright too. As you can see, most of the shots of this video were taken outdoor and it's clearly visible. Overall, it's really a good panel for the price, especially with that 2:1 aspect ratio. Watching movies and playing games is a delightful experience. But there is a big but, cause it leads us to our next section, performance. And this is where all the good stuff just fade away. MediaTek MT6763T, also known as Helio P23, combined with Mali G71 MP2 GPU is powering this device. AnTuTu benchmark score is pretty much comparable to the Snapdragon 625, but performance isn't even close to that, especially with the GPU performance. I don't know how this chip managed to reach that high score. Going through UI is nice and fluid, but frame drop in games is a regular scenario of this device even if you play small games like Subway Surfer. And if you push a little further and run a little more high-intense game like Asphalt Extreme, you will notice the struggle it gets through. Even its 4GB of RAM can't help. Lag is everywhere. To me, the game isn't playable at all. It's really terrible to see how poorly it performs where most of its competitors offer way better performance for even less price. So if you are considering to play games on its beautiful display, you will be disappointed. And hey, if you're wondering which controller I'm using to play this game, it's iPega PG9023 wireless gaming controller. Full review of this controller is coming shortly, so make sure to subscribe for that. So as I was saying, if gaming is your thing, you should avoid this one and check other options like the Mi A1 or Moto G5s Plus. By the way, only game I was able to play with better frame rate was Dead Trigger 2. It's also a graphics intensive game. I don't know if there is anything to do with optimization, but this game runs with higher frame rate as you can see. (20 megapixel f2.0 selfie camera is another thing that you may consider buying this device for. According to the company, it has AI built in to capture the real you. But to be honest with you, it's just a gimmick. it just makes your face unnaturally softer and sometimes apply some sort of beauty filters which makes you look literally like unreal. You know what I mean. So if you really want to capture the real you have to avoid the beauty mode. It also happens to have portrait selfie mode too. Then again, it fails to detect the edges most of the time. Rear camera on the other hand is a 16 megapixel f1.8 shooter. Unlike the front facing one, it doesn't make your picture artificially beautiful. Pictures are well saturated and detailed, especially with HDR on. And due to having wide aperture of f1.8, pictures in the dark looks decent as well. But both the front and rear cameras can record videos up to 1080p, no 4K here unfortunately. The camera UI in ColorOS is a complete ripoff from iOS. Shutter button and slide to change picture mode looks exactly similar, so is the entire UI. Other Chinese manufacturers are also inspired by the iOS user interface, but Oppo took the copy game to a whole new level in my opinion. Look at this control center for example. This phone comes with ColorOS 3.2 on top of Android 7.1.1 Nougat out of the box. Overall, the UI is nice and snappy, but I personally prefer the vanilla Android. 3200 mAh battery is powering this device. In a regular day, I have got around 5 to 6 hours of screen on time, which is very nice considering the large screen. Even with a heavy use, it can easily get you through a day, but it doesn't support any kind of fast charging, which is a bit of a bummer. So here we are at the end of this review, but one question still stands. Should you buy this? Well, Oppo was quite there to be a great device and could have been the best bargain under 20,000 rupees or 25,000 taka. But one thing ruined the entire experience. Yeah, you guessed right, the processor. Even if it had Snapdragon 625 chip, I couldn't recommend anything but this. Still, if you are looking for a premium looking device and don't play games that much, you won't be disappointed. But if you are a power user and seek the best out of your device, I would recommend you to look for better alternatives. But one thing I must mention, this device is better almost in every way compared to the Huawei Nova 2i. Let me know if you want me to make a comparison video between these two. Well, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel because I post tech videos at least once in a week. And if you have any suggestions regarding this video, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.